I built a successful 7-figure business in just 7 months. I created a persona, a version of myself who was a millionaire. And I believed wholeheartedly after a few months of self-concept and identity work that I could become the millionaire version of myself. I did $18 million in revenue in under 2 years. Has this last 5 years been all rainbows and sunshine? No, it has not. 2022 was the hardest year of my life since being in this work. I experienced a separation of my marriage, a deterioration of my team, and an emergency lung surgery from all the repressed grief that I didn't allow myself to feel in those moments. But what I can tell you about this contrast, about that year in my life, is that it has prepared me for the woman that is sitting here in front of you today. I've received multiple awards and accolades and trips and accomplishments, but these are not the things that make me so fulfilled. These are not the things that make me so happy. Those things that actually bring me true peace, true love, true joy into my life are the connections that I have with myself and with others, my ability to serve people through this work, and to step into the real version of me that lies within. We have people who have made millions and millions of dollars. We have people who have quantum leaped their life, who have manifested awards and accolades and #1 best-selling books. We have people that are making a significant difference in this world because they're choosing to become an elevated version of them. The biggest thing that I can tell you right now, and the biggest learning from this journey, is please do not underestimate yourself. Please dream bigger and choose grander. And I want to say thank you for joining me, for choosing you, and for allowing me to be the vessel that guides you towards the light that you are being drawn to in this moment. Only love and gratitude. Kathleen.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. I have my mouse working today, so I can function. It was so funny because yesterday what happened is the mouse and my trackpad both ran out of battery at the same time. And so I couldn't do anything on here but just sit and talk. And so it was like a full surrender from the universe to just, Kathleen, just say what we're telling you to say, and don't be responding to the chat box. So I listened, I heard, it ended up being a beautiful day. So we're good. And then this morning I came in here and my one light wasn't working. I'm like, oh man, energy is powerful. Welcome back, everybody. This event is such a special event to my heart because we've been going down memory lane. And even my mom this morning, I talked to her and she watched that video from yesterday, and she was like, man, that made me so emotional. And she's in it. She's in the video. She's sitting there with those 4 glasses of champagne. We were celebrating, I think, in Niagara-on-the-Lake when we did a team retreat. And I remember being at that team retreat, and we were being together and we were enjoying and celebrating, and we had enrollments coming in left, right, and center into the programs. And it was just really beautiful experience. And then we texted Bob at dinner. Remember that, Darce? We texted Bob at dinner and he responded to me. Anyways, beautiful, beautiful memories. I'm so grateful for it all. And then I had this other little awareness yesterday that I want to share with you guys today. And I know a lot of you are growing and you're expanding and you're stepping into a version of yourself that maybe you weren't a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago. So I'm proud of you all. I'm so grateful. And we're going to dig deeper into the action piece today. That's the part that some people get a little uncomfortable with, but sometimes it's the part that people are more willing to do the action, depending on your heavy and your feminine or your masculine. So we're going to talk a little bit about what I did in that year. I went back and took a look at what were some of the things that I did? What were the actions that I took to take the vision and bring it into the physical 3D world? So we're going to do that today. First of all, though, I wanted to ask you all how the homework went of really, really envisioning for yourself the feeling of being a millionaire. So we talked about how when you say, I feel like $1 million, we're actually talking about an identity, a vibration, right? And so let us know in the chat box in the comments how that homework went, how it went to think about who you are as a millionaire. How do you think? How do you feel? How do you show up? What's the energy that you're in? What's that state of being of your millionaire self? We want to make sure that's clear. Like millionaire Kathleen, like I was like, you know what? She's like this. And where did I get that from? How do I know? I've never had millions before. I've never been a millionaire before. How the heck would I even know who millionaire Kathleen is? In my imagination. Yeah. So I'm going to take you guys there today. We're gonna do a visualization today as well. Okay. So first thing I want to say is let's do this beautiful prayer, and then we will get going because I have so much to do and to talk about today. Okay, so put your hand on your heart if you feel called to. Close your eyes, leave them open, does not matter to me. However way that you can connect into your source within and to the greater higher power. Thank you, God. Thank you for this live event and for this life and for the wonder of this moment. Thank you for everything that has ever happened to me, is happening now, and ever will happen. For all of it has produced the perfection of this next breath and the glory of the millionaire version of myself that I am now going to be. Amen. Amen. Okay, so my phone must have died 3 times yesterday because I had so many of you in the DMs. I had so many of you commenting on my posts, and so many of you actually went on and watched and shared about the music video I was sharing yesterday. So if you feel called to go and like and share and comment on the music video by 2 incredible artists that I posted yesterday, I would love for you to do that. Send them some love. It's on my stories. You'll see it on my stories. So if you feel called to do that, please do that. But I also had so many messages about this live event. And I had so many messages about the feeling of what it feels like to allow yourself to move towards what you desire, right? To move towards the feeling and the embodiment of who you are. I know that a lot of you were asking a lot of questions. I even had some of you saying, I don't know what it is that you're opening enrollment up for tomorrow, Kathleen, but I'm in. I'm 100% in. Can't wait. And so that's the type of energy we want to be in. We want to be in the energy of like, let's go, making a decision, I'm moving forward. So if you are someone that has been asking a lot of questions, you want to chat with the team, we're just going to put the link here for you so that you can fill out the form to get in touch with them. My team sends you emails, but it goes into junk. So if you desire to speak to somebody on my team, you haven't had a chat with them yet, just fill out this form that we're going to put in the chat box, and we will put it on the replay of this live event as well. So you don't have to be trying to look for it. We've put it right here for you. If you have chatted with a member of the team, let us know how it went, please. Put it in the chat. My team has been on having a lot of conversations. So it's been beautiful to hear just some of your visions that you've been sharing with them. And the expansion that you want to now take in your life. And so when somebody sits here and they tell us, you know what, I'm going for it, baby. I am going to go for that millionaire version of me. I get so excited because I know what's in store for you. I know what's about to happen. So if you did have your conversation, let us know how that went. The other thing that I really, really want to talk about too is in the homework, I asked you to really, really ask yourself the question of who am I when I am a millionaire? Okay. And what does millionaire mean? Like, what does that word actually mean? Right? When we say, I feel like $1 million, when I say that life is really, really good and I feel incredible and I feel amazing and all that kind of stuff, you're saying that you feel as though you think that that's how it would feel to be a millionaire. And so right now, without the millions, you feel like $1 million, right? So I can't say that anymore. I find myself, I got to say, I feel like $1 billion because I'm like, I can't say I feel like $1 million because for me, $1 million, I mean, I've done $1 million in a week. So for me, $1 million, I can't say that. I got to say $1 billion now, right? But it's a way of reminding yourself of the feeling of what it means to be something. And I do love the word millionaire. And the reason that I love it and why I love the word billionaire is because there's an identity component attached to financial wealth. So when we say that we are a millionaire, we are now saying that it is natural for us to have millions of dollars. It is part of our identity to have it. But here's the thing. You don't gain the millionaire identity after you have the millions. You embody the millionaire identity first, and the millions will follow. And this is universal law. This is universal law. So what that means is that everything in our universe began in one place. What's that one place? In here. Everything. It was once imagined. So someone being a millionaire was once imagined in their mind first. They made that decision that they were going to become the version of themselves that would have that, right? And so you adopt the identity in the self-concept of who you are, of being a millionaire. And then when you adopt that identity, you now feel like it. And when you feel like it, you're vibrating as it. And then you call in everything you desire to you like this to help fulfill it, right? So just to give a little bit of context with this in the opposite. So as a woman that, I'm very aware of the word bucks versus dollars. Interesting. What does that mean to you? The word bucks versus dollars. I feel like $1 million versus I feel like $1 million. What is that? What's the difference there, Rosalie? I'd love to hear what that difference is for you and what that awareness is for you. To me, it's the same thing. So I don't see it. I don't really see a difference, but for you, Rosalie, there's something there, which is good to see, right? Like what that means. But anyways, but the version of myself, right? So when I graduated from high school and I went to university and got a degree, I was hopeful that I would make $100,000 a year, right? So what then was the identity that I was carrying around? What was the feeling that I was in, right? $100,000 a year, not $1 million a year, but $100,000 a year. So from that identity, from that idea, then I manifested that very experience, right? I manifested the idea of $100,000 a year into my physical world because that's the idea that I was working from. So it's just a beautiful example of manifestation. I was making $97,000 a year for the provincial government when I ended my nursing career. I had a pension and benefits. I had exactly what the idea was that I worked off of in life. And so now all I'm asking you to do is to now work from a new idea. I want you to work from the millionaire idea instead. What would it be like to make $1 million a year? What would it be like to make $10 million a year, $12 million a year? And to think from that idea instead. And so when I was thinking from the $100,000 idea, what kind of job did I take? Yeah, I took a job that kept my income limited. I took a job that kept me in 100,000 or less. I literally took a job that had a pay scale cap that was unionized that I couldn't go any further past. I chose that. And it felt very safe. It felt very natural. It felt very normal. I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. This is what everybody does. And even I had friends that weren't making as much money. So then I was like, well, look, I'm doing good. This is wonderful. But see how I was still within a box. I was in a limited capacity box of my own mind. And I kept creating that. And so I would continue to make decisions that were within that box and that kept me safe in that capacity, right? So now thinking from this millionaire identity, would you choose a job that made you $100,000 a year? If you knew without a shadow of a doubt that you were going to be a millionaire or a multi-millionaire, would you take a job that makes $100,000 a year? No, you would not, right? You wouldn't. You would likely work for yourself, right? There is capacity to make $1 million a year working for someone else, absolutely. You could do that. You're going to be a higher level executive position, but you could absolutely do that. But in order for you to make 12 million a year, yeah, you're going to have to own your own business. You're going to have to be an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is just an idea. Entrepreneurship, there's the difference between like an employee identity, a CEO identity. All right. And so if you have an employee identity, it's going to be very, very uncomfortable for you to be a CEO, to run a company. So, and that's okay. Like if you don't want to be a CEO and you don't want to run your own company, then that's okay. Then choose to work for someone else, but you're limiting your capacity. Right? Yeah. Somebody said something here I want to go back to because this was really good. They asked a really, really good question here. Hold on. Are you saying that we need to get the money through work? Yes, Trude, but work is a subjective word. So in order for you to be compensated greatly, one of the ways in which you are compensated is through exchange. And the more exchange you provide, the more you will be compensated. So not the more you work, but the greater the exchange, right? So if you think about the way in which we used to exchange before currency was a thing, we would exchange goods and services. So I will give you the chickens from my farm, and in exchange, you'll give me broccoli. And we'll exchange our goods, right? We used to do it that way. But now we have currency, so we can use money to exchange. But in order for you to be compensated greatly in the world, there is an exchange, there is a service, there is a way that you must impact the world in order to be compensated. I would love for somebody to give me an example of someone that is a millionaire or multi-millionaire out in the world that does not do anything in exchange for that millions or multi-millions. And I don't want examples of people where their parents did an exchange. So nope. And investments, there's an exchange, Kennedy. Nope. Investments is an exchange. Crypto, there's an exchange. Nope, these are not examples. I'm lottery winners, they circulate their money and they never get it back. Inheritance came from someone that did an exchange. Okay? So if your parents gave you money, if you won the lottery, there's an exchange. There's always an exchange. There's no existence where someone has received money into their lives where someone didn't have an exchange attached. Residual outcome, there's an exchange. At some point, there was an exchange for that residual income. There's always an exchange. So we're not sitting here, I'm not sitting here to teach you to sit at home on your couch and watch Netflix and manifest money from the ether for not doing anything. No, I'm not going to teach you that. Right? There's always a service attached. Now, the other piece is it's possible for you to receive in one way and the service was given in another way. Okay? So I have given my time and energy and not been paid for it, but I will be paid for it in a different way. There's times that I've circulated and given money. So I've given money to charity, a lot of money to charity. And so how can I say then that the charity isn't doing anything for that money? They are, right? So I'm giving it, I'm not getting anything back for my exchange. The charity's not giving me anything, but the charity is going to do something with that exchange. So we just have to think, like the law of compensation says that you will be compensated based on how important your work is, okay, impact, how good you think you are at it, and your ability to be replaced, okay? So there's going to be something that you're going to want to do, to become, to see energetically in order to have an impact, right? So there is an energetic exchange always. I didn't understand the lottery example. So what happens with the lottery, right? So when someone wins the lottery, and there's been a lot of documentaries on this, when people win the lottery, it was something like 95% of people go back to the same life that they had before and the exact same experience. They end up spending the money, giving the money away, losing the money, and then they end up living in a very similar type of house with a similar type of car as prior to winning the lottery. So what's happened there? They never created the millionaire identity within themselves. So they didn't know how to hold the wealth consciousness, right? So it's like it's giving someone a whole bunch of money that has absolutely no idea how to do with it. They continue to think from lack and limitation. They don't know how to grow it. They don't know how to be open to receive more. So they are limited their capacity to continue to move the millions and generate more. So they didn't change their thinking. They're the same person. It's the same thing as weight loss. Somebody goes out and they lose 100 pounds, and then 6 months later, they gain the 100 pounds back. The identity wasn't changed. You still saw yourself as an overweight person. And so you went back to that. You'll always go back to the idea of who you are that is in the subconscious mind, that's planted and rooted. That's why, like with this work, especially with the millionaire work and in my millionaire program, what's so important for me to do is just to keep reminding you of the truth of you being a millionaire. Because the old version of you that doesn't believe you are is going to want to self-sabotage you. It's going to want to say, no, but that's not me. I can't do that. But we need to just keep reminding you that, yes, this is the truth of who you are, right? So the self-sabotage is the unconscious commitment to staying the same as you always were, even though you don't want it. You're unconsciously committed to it. I got 2 incredible lessons in the Millionaire program on unconscious commitments with the worksheets and everything. They're gold. I think they're actually in the Modern Mentor program too. Absolutely gold. So that's why it's so important for you to really, really step into this knowing and certainty that I am a millionaire and it is done. Right? I am a millionaire and it is done. And so once you adopt that, we have had magical, magical, magical things happen. Okay, we have had people where their business has just completely blown up and they've made $1 million in 4 months, faster than I did. You saw Cindy on here yesterday talk about how she went from 50 million to 100 million in less than a year in the growth of her business. Phenomenal, because she adopted a new identity. We had someone who actually manifested an inheritance. I can't remember the amount, Christy Dern's inheritance, but it was like 1.8 something million dollars in inheritance because she adopted the identity of being a millionaire. And will she keep that and circulate that now? For sure. Because she has this identity now, right? So you must allow yourself to believe in it, to choose it, and then to continue to choose it. So I'm going to tell you today how I did that. Over that 7 months, all the things that I did to keep choosing that identity in every single moment, in every single way. But the first thing that I want to do is I want you to understand that we're talking about a state of being. We're talking about a feeling energetically, the feeling of being a millionaire. I want all of you to feel this way and allow yourself to feel it. And one of the ways that you can do this, which is very powerful, is through visualization. So visualization is it's my number one business tool. I say this all the time. It is a magical, because what happens when you visualize, there's 2 things that occur during a visualization. So the first thing that occurs during a visualization is that you are actually changing the vibrational state you're in. So before a visualization, vibrationally, I might have been a little bit lower, slower, not so inspired, not so lit up, not so grateful. And I might have been thinking a little bit from the old identity. Then I go do a 5-minute visualization of my grandest self or my goals achieved or a gratitude visualization or a money visualization. And then after that visualization, my vibration is now matching the state of the wish fulfilled. My vibration is now inspired. It's lit up. It's energetically higher. It's more positive. It's in gratitude. But also, I'm now vibrating as the vibration of my millionaire self because I just was her for 5 minutes in my imagination. Right? So that's the first thing. You literally change the vibration that you're in right now. So you're changing the magnet for the outer world. But there's this other magical thing that happens as well, where you're reprogramming your subconscious mind through visualization. So the subconscious mind, right? It's those patterns and those programs that are automatic. They're unconscious. You're unaware of them. We bring them to awareness to then reprogram them, but you're unaware of them. So basically what ends up happening is when you visualize a new experience in the mind that you're not currently having, so you as a millionaire with $1 million, dollars, bills, whatever you want to say, what ends up happening is your mind believes it because it doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between a memory, what's really happening, or what's in a visualization. So whatever you give it, it just says, oh, okay, that's real, that's true. So when you do a 5-minute visualization, your mind goes, oh my gosh, we were just on a yacht out in the Mediterranean with our new man drinking champagne. That was amazing. And our mind believes it. So our mind starts to be reprogrammed to believe that it's a millionaire. And so the more you do that, the more you will reprogram the mind to believe that it's a millionaire. And then eventually you'll get to that point where you won't have $1 million yet, but you'll be like, oh, that's me. Millionaire me. That was me. I was absolutely convinced. I had no way of knowing where it was going to be coming from, but I was like, I'm a millionaire, I'm convinced. And that's because of the visualization work that I did. It's because of the identity work that I did, the subconscious repatterning and reprogramming, and then the action that I started to take. So then I started to take action from this idea that I was visualizing, right? Isn't that only dreaming? No. Oh my gosh. So dreaming is just to sit there and like dream about something, right? So Chris and I give this example all the time, especially about the lottery, right? So Chris and I remember this one day we were driving through the mountains in Banff, and we were talking about what it would be like to win $32 million in the lottery. And we started talking about like, what would we do with it? And we were so lit up and excited. We were like, oh my gosh, we would give this person this much money and we'd buy my mom and dad a house and we would do this and we would do that. And like, oh my gosh, we would buy a house here and we would buy a house there. And we were dreaming, right? And so we went into the idea of having $32 million and we allowed ourselves to be like, oh, what would that be like? And what would we do with it? So we were like, here we go. But the entire time we were doing that, we never fully believed it was ever possible. We never even bought a lottery ticket. Like, how would that ever happen? There was no way. We never ever believed it. And then we never took any action towards it. We didn't do it consciously and intentionally. And so at the end of it was like, okay, well, let's just go back to reality now and live our lives the way they are. And that'll never happen. But I want you to be visualizing with like, okay, I'm going to do some manifestation work right now. I'm going to do some creation and I'm going to visualize and I'm going to let myself feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I'm going to let myself believe that it's possible for me. I'm going to call it in by doing this visualization. And then I'm going to act further afterwards as if it is. So if Chris and I had finished, that car ride and said, let's go get a lottery ticket, and then continue to buy lottery tickets for the rest of our lives and practice the numbers and watched it and all that, we would have been start manifesting. But we turned the manifestation process off immediately when we stopped the conversation and disbelieved in it. So there's a difference between, just a dream, futile dreaming, I think is what Neville calls it, and actually visualization. So there's actually a third thing that I want to talk about that happens in visualization too. Actually, there's 3, not 2. The third thing that actually happens through visualization is that you connect into the greater spirit. Okay, so when I'm in a visualization state, and this is how I see it, and you can see it however you want, the way you see the world matters to you. So you don't need to follow what I do, but create your own vision of how this works. But for me, I see it as like this beautiful, bright connection, this bright light that connects me to the divine. And I'm visualizing and I'm sending it up to the divine. I'm sending it up to God and I'm saying, okay, this is what I want. And God's going, oh, okay, she's really clear on it. Oh, this is what she wants. Oh, okay. And so then the energy comes right back to and through me and we send it out. So I feel like visualization guide and directs source energy. It guides and directs the God energy towards where I want it to be. So in a moment where something is happening in my life that I don't want, okay? Oh, this sucks. I don't like this. I don't want it. I'm immediately going to catch myself and be like, no. Go into a visualized state and visualize what I do want. Because if I start reacting to what I don't want, I'm sending source energy a message. It's not, I don't want this. It's, I'm giving my attention to this idea. And so all God knows, all source energy knows is go there, go to that idea. She's giving it attention. It must mean she wants it. Let's go there. No. So this is why we do not oppose, we compose. So this is where we go over and we say, no. What is it that I would actually love? I would actually love this. And I'll visualize the opposite. I do this with getting into restaurants for reservations. I do this at the spa for getting cancellations. I have done this with work on my house that needed to be done. I did this when my basement had a fire. Okay, so this was probably 1 year ago. I came home and the fire alarm was going on in the house, and my sister was running out, and she said, "Get out of the house, we're not going in there. It smells like smoke and the fire alarm's going off." So we called 911, we had them coming, we stood outside, there's smoke coming from the basement, and I had to stand there watching my house and fire in my house. And so what I did is I went into visualization. In that moment, I visualized exactly what I wanted. The fire trucks are going to come. There's going to be zero damage. Everything is A-okay. And we're going to be back in the house within a few minutes. So even when I called Chris to be like, so the fire truck's on its way. I was like, but I know the end result, and I know the situation is that everything is fine. Everything is wonderful. It's all amazing. The fire truck actually had 111 on the side of it. Yeah, I took pictures of it because I was like, oh, we're fine, right? And so what had ended up happening was the in-floor heating panel had lit on fire. And so there was a little fire in there, and they put it out and everything right away. But this is where the use of your mind will create the outcome, right? And so I'm not going to respond or react to what I'm observing. I'm going to go into the visualization of it. Okay, let's do a visualization, everyone, okay? So Jen just needs 30 seconds to get it ready. So I'm going to explain what I want you to do. I want you to sit comfortably and relaxed. I do not like to cross my legs or cross my arms because I feel like energy can't move through it as well. So I like to have, my palms up in receiving mode. I like to have my legs uncrossed. And I like to sit up as much as I can so that I feel like I'm connecting into the divine. And with this visualization, allow your mind to go where it's going to go. You can guide it and direct it a bit if you know what you want already. If you know what your goals are, if you're already in the Millionaire Program, you should absolutely already know exactly what you are manifesting, exactly what you are calling in. So I want you to allow yourself to feel it. The most important thing is to feel the feeling of what it feels like to have everything you want. So practice this. And this is what I mean by this is where your millionaire identity exists. It exists in this imagination space. So go to the place where you have millions of dollars. What would you do with it? Where would you go? Who would you be with? Let your mind find it for you. Let your mind tell you what you would think. Let your mind tell you what you would feel, who you would be, what that state of being would be like. And just go with the flow. Sound good? Jen, are you ready? I think she's going to be ready. I gave her lots of lead up. There she is.
Welcome to this guided visualization. I want you to start by sitting comfortably relaxed in your chair, hands on your lap in receiving mode, spine comfortably erect, crown of your head towards the sky. And I want you to start by focusing on your breaths. Take a nice deep breath in and release on the exhale. And every time you exhale, I want you to release tension from within your body. So you're going to relax your jaw and your eyelids, relax your neck and your shoulders, relax your chest and your abdomen, your hips, release your legs and your feet, ensuring that every breath in fills your body with spirit and every breath out releases the tension. Now on the screen of your mind, I want you to go to the place with all your goals achieved. Everything you've ever wanted is here in this moment. As you look around, pay attention to what you see. Where are you? Who are you with? And what are you celebrating? This is a moment of accomplishment. You've reached the goal that you always wanted to reach, and you are now in your life celebrating all that you have achieved. And in this moment, how does it feel? What are you grateful for? And how do you feel about you? You know that you created this because you became the version of yourself that already had it. You became a vibrational match and became the best of yourself. This is the happiest, the healthiest, and the wealthiest you've ever been. And in this moment, how do you feel about you? The thoughts that you held, the emotions that you felt along the journey, the decisions you made that led you to this moment. What do you say to yourself? You did it. I'm so proud of you. It was worth all of it. I'm grateful for you. I love you. Thank you. And I want you to look around now in this moment and see all the things that you are grateful for. Is it the people that you are with? Is it for everything that you have? Is it your ability to serve and help others? Is it the impact that you're making on other people's lives? How does it feel to be an example for everyone around you of creating a dream and bringing it into your physical reality, of persistence, of perseverance, of peace, of love, of joy? Hold this emotion of gratitude as you exist in this reality that you've created.
Okay, so bring yourself back. If this is one of your first visualizations that you've done before, I would just take a few notes about what you saw and what you felt, just to solidify it for yourself in the body, which is really, really important. There was a beautiful little question there about visualization. Is it just about like, can you just think something and it'll happen? Yeah, you can. And so I use visualization in many different ways. I'll sit down and do a 10-minute visualization. I'll put meditative music on and I will direct my mind towards what I would love. And then I would feel the feeling of what it feels like to have that, right? Through gratitude. Usually I ask myself the question, okay, what are you grateful for now that you have it? And then immediately I go into it and now I'm calm and I'm relaxed. I'm like, oh, this is so wonderful. This is so amazing, right? The only redemptive power that exists is the imagination. What does that mean? It means anything that you're experiencing in life that you don't want to experience anymore it goes away the moment you start to visualize something else. And then we understand manifestation, the process of life and how it works with us is like, it absolutely then starts a cascade of events that go through and move you towards what you want. You start to now manifest from that idea of the thing that you're visualizing. It's all about energetics too. You know, I have a new one-on-one client who just so happens to be the actress in one of my favorite movies. I watched that movie like 100 times. Coincidence? No, energy, because my mind's been there before. So the energy aligned because of the attention. Even my program and collaboration now with Jason Derulo, like Chris and I, the one Jason Derulo song, we used to listen to it all the time. No coincidences, right? And so it's so powerful to understand how important this mind is and the visualization and the direction of your own mind. It's magical, really, really magical. Let's get into some fun things now though, because I want to start to share with you that first 7 months, some of the things that I did to call in and act from the millionaire identity, right? So I knew that it wasn't just about imagining that I'm a millionaire. It wasn't just about visualizing it. it wasn't just about feeling like it every day and taking the exact same action. I knew that millionaire Kathleen did things different. She wasn't the same person. She didn't take the same action. She didn't do the same things. And so I started to really, from the millionaire identity place, ask, what would I do right now? As a millionaire, what would I do? Not as limited Kathleen who doesn't think she has millions and wants them, but as a millionaire, as I'm sitting there with the millions and I am at peace and I'm in gratitude and I'm in joy, what decisions do I make there? Okay, so when you make a decision from a state of being, you create that state of being. So when you make a decision from limitation, you're creating that state that the limitation exists in. So we're going to make a decision from a different state. And I don't want to say it's a future state because it doesn't have to be future. It can be now, right? It's existing right now. That version of you, your millionaire version of you exists today, right now in this moment. You're not, you right now have the capacity and the ability to be a millionaire right now in this moment. So I don't even like the future language because when I say I'm going to be my future self, I'm saying it's the future. Nah, right now. This is the key. Right now, in this present moment, it's the only moment we have. I 100% in this moment need to be the version of myself that I desire to be. So I need to start making decisions as millionaire Kathleen and not as limited Kathleen, $100,000 a year Kathleen. Okay, so the first decision where this came up for me was really, really powerful was investing in that program with Bob in the end of August of 2019. I started the program early September, but I remember when I first made that decision, it was about $8,000, I think, USD. And so when I made that decision at that time to do that, I was still in the identity of a nurse. I was still in the identity of making $100,000 a year. I was still in the identity that I'm limited. I don't necessarily believe in myself. Things could go wrong. What if I don't make the money back? What if this is a mistake? I still had fear, worry, and doubt in my patterning and my programming, right? And so when I made the decision to invest in that program and invest that amount of money, it took a little bit of time for me to make the decision from my millionaire identity instead of from my old limited identity. So when I'm in the old limited identity, it's like, oh, fears, worries, doubts, what ifs. But from the millionaire identity, having $1 million in my bank account cash, would I invest $8,000 in my growth and take a course? Absolutely. Yes, you would, right? So there we go. Now we're seeing the two different decisions, the two different identities, and what it feels like to act from two different identities. So I knew this. I was at this pivotal moment where and then I go to Chris and I'm like, okay, Chris, I want to do this. I want to take this course. It's $8,000. And he goes, we don't have that. I'm like, well, we have a line of credit. And he's like, you're kidding me. You want to go and put $8,000 on our line of credit for a course? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, but what if this and what if that and blah, blah, blah. And I went, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's probably not a good time right now. We just downsized. I just quit my nursing career. You're right. It's probably not a good time. But then it sat there. Like it sat there and it festered. And I was like, oh, but I really want this life. I really want this vision. Like, but there's something, And so I went back to him. And this is where I went to the millionaire identity and I went back to him and I said, listen, I believe in myself. I believe in this work. I believe that this course will change me and it will change our lives. I believe that this is the best thing that I need to do. And I'm looking for your support in that. And what was he going to say? No, because he started to reflect back to me what I believed in me. So I said, I believe in me. And he said, okay, if you promise me that you're going to do the course, if you promise me you're really going to commit to it, then okay. And so then I was like, all right, we're going to do this. So that was the first decision that led me into the millionaire identity. But then after that, there was a cascade of other things that I did, okay? So I want to make clear that I did make the initial investment first to learn how to embody a new millionaire identity. And so while I was learning how to do this, I was reprogramming my subconscious mind, creating a new identity, now stepping into this version, I allowed myself to now keep going with these actions. So one of the things that I did in February, Jesse, I didn't know that you didn't tell your hubby. I didn't know that until it was over. Wow, he's probably pretty happy about it now. Holy cow, he's got this whole new empowered woman over there. World traveler, she's on tour. Oh, Darcy didn't either. Oh, you guys. Okay, anyways, so good. So good, because you believed in yourselves. And so I think that's wonderful. But anyway, so the first thing that I did is I then went to LA for my first paradigm shift. And when I was there, I was like, okay, what does millionaire Kathleen do? Well, she goes to Louis Vuitton and she looks at purses. So I had put a Louis Vuitton bag on my vision board. And I just want to make this super, super clear to you all that like I never in my life owned a designer nothing. And I never ever thought I would own a designer nothing. I didn't care about design or anything. Chris bought me a reduced, like on sale Fendi purse from Winners and Home Sense, which is like TJ Maxx. It was like $300 or $400. You can't get a Fendi purse for that now. But anyway, back then it was like $300 or $400. He bought me this Fendi purse from Winners and Home Sense. He used his employee discount to get it. He brought it home to me one day and I was like, are you crazy? There's no way we're spending $400 on a purse. I can get a purse for $50. Take it back. And I made him return it. Okay, so that was the old me. So for me to go and step foot in a Louis Vuitton and to say that I'm going to buy a bag was not the old identity. It was the new identity. I never would have stepped foot in one of those stores. It would have been too uncomfortable for me. It's not for me. So I allowed myself to go there and to experience it. I ended up buying a bag. I told him I was going to buy a $1,200 bag. I ended up buying, I think it was closer to $4,000, maybe $5,000. And I ended up that action, that time, I went to Rodeo Drive. I got a picture of myself up on the rooftop with my Louis Vuitton. How did you feel when you walked in? Nervous? No. I wasn't nervous when I walked in because I'd been doing the work in the course. So because I'd been reprogramming my subconscious mind using the program, I walked in there with confidence. I was like, I am a multi-million-dollar coach. I coach the world's most successful people on how to achieve more success. Like that's the belief I had. I walked in there and that guy's like, oh, what are you looking for today? And I was like, I am going to walk in here like I own the place. Like I got millions of bucks. And I was like, I want this type of bag and I'm looking for this color and this size. I must have tried on 20 bags, you know? And when he said, did you want something to drink? I was like, yes. And so he brought me this beautiful, he's like, sparkling water or flat. I'm like, oh, sparkling. And he brought it with a Louis Vuitton napkin underneath of it. So I'm walking around with this glass and my napkin as we're trying on all the bags. And I let myself really feel what it feels like to be that version, to be that millionaire identity. Okay. So see how I've gone and I've taken the millionaire identity that I've created in my mind and the visualization of it. And now I'm moving it into the 3D physical world. So now I'm going to the shop to be her, to practice being. Whether you buy the bag or not, you still are in the art of practicing of being. But the closer that you allow yourself to get to it, the bolder you are with it, the faster it will come. So why the millions came to me in 7 months is because I bought the bag that day. I put it on my credit card. I know, you're like, wait a minute, you did that again? Yes, I was $50,000 in debt from the course, from purse, from other things, from becoming a coach. So when I launched my coaching business in January of 2020, we were 50K we'd already spent, okay? So that's also important to understand that I'm not coming to you guys today being like, oh, I had $100,000 in my bank account and then I spent $8,000 on a course. No. I did not have it. We had just downsized. I had just quit my nursing career. So it was uncomfortable. But this is where we went from here to here because I was bold and I was daring and I took risks and that wasn't natural to me. I programmed that into myself. I programmed it into myself. Okay. I convinced myself I am. Okay. The other thing that I did, okay, so this is really, really powerful. I went and did a photo shoot. So I remember a couple years before I found this girl in Guelph who does photo shoots, and she was a phenomenal photographer. And I was like, oh, I would love to get like photos done, like professional branding photos. And then I reached out to her to get a quote, and it was $700. Okay. And I was like, no way. Like, there's no way that I can spend $700 on a photo shoot. Nuh-uh. So I went and found somebody to do a photo shoot for me for, I think, probably under $200, because I felt that that person was too expensive and I didn't believe in my value or my worth to hire the best. So I hired the cheaper. And some people will do this here with me. They will come here and they will decide that they want to take the millionaire program, and then they will go and purchase another program from someone else for less. And then they end up coming back here and they're like, oh, I know what I did there. I'm like, You didn't believe that you were worthy of investing the larger amount, so you went and found somebody else that does it cheaper because that's where your identity would let you go. We don't have to do that, right? We can actually move into the other option. So once I got into this work and I started studying and I started working on this millionaire identity, I was like, okay, what would multimillionaire Kathleen do? She would hire the photographer for $700. So I was like, all right, here we go. And I hired her. It was uncomfortable. It was $700, but I'm like, millionaire Kathleen would. And then I decided that I was going to do the photo shoot where a millionaire would live. So I did the photo shoot in a multi-million-dollar home in Guelph, Ontario. The house cost $8 million. And I did the photo shoot there. And what was so interesting is this photographer, she actually said she's going to reach out to them and see if we could get the house. It was a show house, like a showroom. I don't know what you call that. Anyways, and so she's like, I'm going to reach out to them and see if we can shoot in there. And so she reached out. They said, no, you can't shoot in that house. It's a show house, whatever. And I was like, oh. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not accepting that answer. So I did a beautiful visualization about receiving the opposite answer. And so I sent the real estate agent a little message. And I said, I'm Kathleen Cameron. I'm a manifestation coach and teacher here in Ontario, Canada. I am growing my business substantially and significantly fast. My following is growing every single day, and I would love to shoot in the house and promote it. So that had to come from this energy of like, was my social media growing? Like, the observed world wouldn't have necessarily told you that, but I knew where I was headed, right? So I was talking to her from Kathleen Cameron, who I am today, probably. And she responded and she was like, oh yeah, no problem. You can film in the house. So we went and filmed in this $8 million house. And I wore my makeup like the $8 million me. I wore clothes like an $8 million me would. I allowed myself to step into that home like I owned it, like I lived there, and take photos in that house. So did that help to recreate Kathleen Cameron energy, the millionaire energy? Yes, 100%. So see how now this idea of millionaire Kathleen, it wasn't just this like thing that I thought about sometimes. No, I was like, no, this is me. This is who I am. Where can we see the photos? There's in the video I shared with you yesterday, there's a video of me in a pink shirt and I show you the house. That was the house. But I'll find some of the photos and I'll post them on my stories on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, maybe on Facebook. I could do that too. The other thing that I used to do too is I would go get my nails done in millionaire Kathleen Cameron. So I'd be like, okay, how does a millionaire have her nails today? And so the one day I went and I put like gold on my nails. And then another day I went and put like little diamonds on my nails. I was like, okay, millionaire nails, here we go. So maybe you want to put Chanel on your nails, Louis Vuitton on your nails, I don't know. But the intention behind who I was becoming was in everything I was doing. Are you feeling this? And it was fun. I was having a great time. And the other thing that I did too, I had a very first VA when I first launched my business. I hired her. She probably worked 4 hours a week for me, not a lot of money. And she might have actually been in the program too. Anyways, there was only 2 of us. And I start this group chat with us on Facebook. And I name the group chat Team Millie, as in Team Millionaires. Because we about to be millionaires, baby. So I start this team chat called Team Millie. So the intention was everywhere. So can you see that I'm now living in this idea, this possibility, this potentiality? I'm not living in fear, worry, and doubt. I'm not living from what has been. I'm living from what will be, right? It's a different way of using your mind. It's a different way of using your mind. The other thing that I did too, we toured a lot of houses. So I was constantly looking at multi-million-dollar houses. I was actually thinking about what it would be like. Oh, in January when I bought the Louis Vuitton bag, you know what else I did? I upgraded to first class for the first time in my life. It was only $500. And then I get into first class, and my dear friend Hannah and Catherine are in first class. They weren't my friends then, but they were Bob's top coaches. They're sitting there in first class, and I'm like, see, this is what we do. This is how you call it in. I knew it was the right thing. As soon as I saw them in first class, I was like, yep, I'm now operating on that vibration. Now they're both my dear friends, very dear friends. The other thing too, flying the first class and the private jet. So you all saw in that little video, there was a video or a picture of me in a private jet. That was a private jet that was parked in a hangar in an airport. I never flew on it. But I was out to lunch one day with a friend of mine, and I was telling her about this work, and I was telling her about the embodiment of it and what I was doing. And I was saying, you know, I'm in every way thinking about me as a millionaire. I'm dreaming about it. I'm visualizing it. I'm taking action towards it. I'm walking around like millionaire Kathleen. And I said to her, I was even looking at private jets the other day. I flew first class for the first time, but now I'm thinking about, well, what would it be like to be a woman who flies in a private jet? And I'm like, so now what I want to do is I want to try to like, see if I can like get in one. And she goes, oh, well, you know, my husband's a pilot. And I'm thinking like pilot of like big, huge 747s. And I said, oh yeah, he's a pilot. She goes, yeah, he flies private out of this hangar over here and whatever. And I'm like, no way. She's like, yeah. So 2 days later, her and I go to meet her hubby at work. And we went in there and we toured 2 or 3 different private jets. And they gave us an hour with the jet just to be with it. And so we went inside, we sat in the chairs. We actually made a drink in it as well. Not an alcoholic beverage, but just a drink. And we sat there like we would be up in the plane. And that energetically, what that did was so powerful. Because I toured it like I'm going to one day charter it. So when I chartered for the first time the private jet for me and my family to go to Florida in 2021, I knew that when I had toured that jet, that's what brought me closer to chartering a jet. And yesterday was so beautiful. I was in conversations and transferring money for the private jet that me and 5 members of my team are taking to Turks and Caicos on January 2nd. So this is now a regular experience in my life to fly private if I choose to. I'm not going to fly private on a plane by myself. So I travel a lot alone, but we've flown private several times over the past 5 years. It's a beautiful experience. And I manifested it by touring it first. I know that to be true. But the first time that I chartered that private jet, we went from Toronto to Florida. It was absolutely magical. And the pride that I felt of having created this for my family, this experience for my family, of being able to do that, something we never thought in a lifetime we would ever do, was really, really special. And so the private jet that you saw in the video was the one that we toured, not the one that we chartered. So it's not one that we went on a plane ride to. Are we starting to get a sense of the types of things I was doing? Are we starting to see the decisions that I was making, the energy that I was in, the feeling that I was, all that kind of stuff? It's important. I want you to really, really see like what I was doing in order to call that money in. Can you see now how the universe was responding to me? Right? Energetically responding to me. So the more that we make decisions from one place, right, it sends the energy towards that place versus sending the energy towards the place where you're at right now. So when you're sitting in displeasure and discontent and dissatisfaction and lack of gratitude, you're still sending energy that way. So I don't want any of you to be I don't want any of you to be unhappy with your current life, desiring to be a millionaire. Because when you're sitting in the displeasure, there's an energetic calibration there. What I want you to do is to be so happy with your current life, be so happy with who you are, so happy with the body that you're in, with the age that you are, with the knowledge that you have, with the color of your skin, with your gender. Be so accepting of who you are, and then be an elevated version every day. That's the difference. Somebody asked, were you serving every day? Absolutely. So from the beginning of January till the $1 million came in by July in business revenue, I was serving that whole time. So I was showing up, I was teaching, I was offering people advice, I was helping, I had a course that I was selling. I was up here teaching every single day and helping other people to manifest. Those individuals that came on that journey with me, and I think there's a couple people here. I actually just saw one person in the chat that was here with me during that time. They would have taken that original first program with me. Everyone was soaring and winning in a time when the world was literally on lockdown. So it was the middle of COVID, and people couldn't go to work, people couldn't go to the grocery store, people were at home. And the individuals that signed up for those courses and programs with me at that time, we were soaring. We were soaring, not to the same extent as the soaring that's happening today. The soaring today is $100 million soars. Like we're at a whole other level now than then. But it was so beautiful because I was out here being bold and daring and showing them what we could do and how we could do it, and they were all just following along, and it was really absolutely incredible. It was absolutely incredible time. But the same thing's happening today. We just have probably 3 times as many people doing it with us, which is special. I sold TIR for my first year. Yes. I didn't really teach TIR. I taught my own growth and learnings and stuff along the way. But the course the students went through was a Bob Proctor course for that first year. And then when I moved over to the Millionaire program, which is the one that I created myself, when we moved over to that Millionaire program, we had the biggest enrollment that we had ever had that month that we moved over to the Millionaire program, and then we didn't go back. TIR is a program by Bob Proctor. Yeah. And you can't purchase it through Bob Proctor. You have to go through a consultant, but there's no Bob anymore. But anyways, it was a beautiful, beautiful experience, changed my life. And here we are today expanding on the knowledge and the information and the extension of his beautiful, beautiful work, right? There's still the Proctor Gallagher Institute. Yes, I didn't say PGI doesn't exist. I said Bob doesn't exist. He's in his energetic form. He's with us every day. He actually, sent me some messages yesterday about things that he wanted me to make sure that I share on the live event these past 2 days. So it's so beautiful. Where does the nervous system come into this? So what's so beautiful about our nervous system is that our nervous system is patterned and programmed to react to and automatically go into fight or flight based on the belief systems that we have. So in our world right now, we have people that are completely and absolutely in fight or flight 24 hours of the day, right? And so you're in fear, you're in worry, you're in doubt, you're in anxiety. And a lot of people are on medication for anxiety, which is fear of the future. And so what ends up happening is that anxiousness feeling in our body is our nervous system telling us that we are afraid right now. We are scared right now. We're on high alert. We're looking for danger. And so when your nervous system is activated like that, it's running off of a fear-based pattern and program, and you might not even know why. You might not even know what you're afraid of, but it's running off of a fear-based pattern and program. Your mind is literally looking for danger. It's looking for signs of danger because it wants you to survive. So he's like, oh, be aware of this. Be afraid of this. Watch out for this. Don't do this. Don't do that. So that's why people with that are generally in fight or flight end up moving into this hustle and grind and overwork and burnout because they're in this tense, stressed energy. And in the tense, stressed energy,
You're not manifesting from source and spirit. You're not manifesting from vibration. You're not manifesting from identity. You're manifesting from your hands. And so you end up burning out, stressing out, having heart attacks. Heart attack, what it was the number one thing that causes heart attacks? Stress. What is stress? It's not something that you have, it's something that you do. Stress, activated nervous system, fight or flight. So where manifestation is the most powerful is when you let your nervous system calm and you move into a relaxed nervous system. Rest and recovery, right? And then when you move your nervous system into that place and you're now going from an old belief that you were stressed and overwhelmed, that danger was everywhere, and now you move over to a belief system that says, life is actually really good and I'm so happy and I'm empowered and I can have everything that I want and I love life and I want more of this incredible life. Your nervous system goes, ah. And then you stop looking for danger, right? You start looking for possibility. You start looking for opportunity. The mind shifts, it switches. It no longer finds things to be afraid of. It finds things to be confident in. It finds things to have faith in. It finds opportunities. It finds intuitive hits. So see the difference between your mind? So if you're somebody that is finding a lot of this like hard to believe or stressed about it or overwhelmed about it, because you're probably in fight or flight in your nervous system. So I want you to move that nervous system over. And so we must reprogram the subconscious mind to change the nervous system permanently. Many people will calm their nervous system through action. So I'm going to go for a grounding walk in the ocean right now. I'm going to meditate right now. I'm going to start a meditation practice. I'm going to start a yoga practice. I'm going to start journaling. Those are all incredible tools to calm the nervous system. But they're like a little bit like Band-Aids. I want to reprogram you completely. So you are no longer operating from fight or flight. You're operating from that rest and recovery, that safety, that security feeling within yourself. And then you can continue these beautiful tools over your lifetime and use them, yes. But you won't need to use them as like interventions for moments in time as much. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's why a lot of my millionaire program and my modern mentor program is very, very heavy based on reprogramming the subconscious mind and the identity. And you will find a calmer nervous system comes from that. We have several people who have cured their anxiety completely through the millionaire program. People that have cured depression and suicidal ideation completely through this program. We have people who have cured their cancer through this program. The power of this work is absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Let me answer a couple of, it's 11:11. It's 11:11. And then I'm going to talk about what we have going on. I'm going to tell you a couple things that we have going on with Diamond Academy right now that I'm super excited about. But let me answer a couple of questions and then we'll go into it. Is that the stress that put you in the hospital in 2022? What actually put me in the hospital in 2022, Nancy, was repressed grief. So I fell a little bit into the belief that all I had to do was push my emotions away and go to a happy place and I would be able to manifest from there. Right? And so I really had to learn the beautiful lesson. I'm so grateful that God gave me this lesson, that it is important to feel your emotions in order to heal from your emotions. It is important to allow your emotions to be brought to awareness, experienced, and then allowed to leave. So I had pneumonia in my right lung, and that pneumonia turned into abscess and empyemas and outside the lung cavity. Anyways, my body was completely shutting down, and my right lung ended up being the size of a little coin. So it's completely collapsed into the size of a little coin. So I had to have emergency lung surgery in order to open the lung back up, get all the infection out.
and bring me back to life, essentially. But if you look at the spiritual meaning of pneumonia, it's repressed grief. And in 2022, I did not allow myself to grieve the separation of my marriage at that time. I wouldn't call it a separation now. I would call it a reintegration into a new relationship. But at that time, it was very much a separation, and no longer living with my daughters 100% of the time, only having them half the time. I didn't let myself feel it. I just poured myself into my work and was like, I'm happy, I'm positive, this is great. No, we must feel in order to heal. We must become aware of what are the emotions that we are having, and to understand that feelings are part of the human experience. They're part of who we are. They're part of why we came here for this iteration. We came here to be human, not to be happy human. We came here to be human. All of the feelings that humanity will experience over this lifetime. And so to experience sadness means to have experienced happiness, because you can't experience sadness without having experienced happiness, right? It's really, really beautiful. So kindly interview someone who has healed themselves with this work. Oh, we have lots of them. We have so many videos that you guys can watch of testimonials, everything from healing themselves from mental health to cancer to autoimmune diseases to manifesting multiple millions. We have an interview, I think they manifested like $9 million in a lump sum. So yes, we have all that stuff. Okay, I think I've answered most of the questions that I want to read this one. Can you talk more about how to reprogram your subconscious mind? I can lead from the identity of a millionaire, but then things take my attention from it. For example, my child is being bullied at school. How do you stay in the peaceful state? It's not just about being peaceful. I want to make this very clear, okay? So in life in general, we're going to experience events of our lives or circumstances of our lives. So in this example, you're talking about your child being bullied at school. We've also had experiences where people are going through nasty divorces. People might get diagnoses for health conditions. Somebody might lose somebody really important in their life, or they have a really big fight with their best friend. Like, there's always in our lives going to be events and circumstances. That's what life is, right? And so what we want to create is we want to create an identity in the subconscious mind that remains empowered no matter the outside circumstance of our lives, okay? So to remain in your power, to remain in your grandest version, to remain elevated, to remain conscious, and to not go back down. So someone that is in an empowered identity is responsive, not reactive. Someone that is in a elevated, empowered identity, they're not going to go and start screaming and yelling at people and fighting with people. Right? That is not a higher empowered version of yourself. The empowered version of yourself has conscious conversations, right? Doesn't freak out and lose their minds. You stay steadfast in who you are. You remain true to the power within yourself. You have a conscious conversation, and you move up into spirit, and you don't let your ego take over. So I've had this very exact same thing happen this past year with my kids in school. They're no longer in school because of that. That's where I took my power back. But I didn't go into that school and start freaking out and losing it. I didn't lose sleep at night about it. I wasn't laying here letting myself worry about how my kids were going to be. I visualized my kids the way I wanted my kids to visualize. I had the conversations with them about what it means to feel emotion and what it means for people to have acts that are not kind towards them and how they respond to it and act to it. But I remained empowered. So it's not just about being peaceful. It's about being conscious. It's about being strong. It's about being in spirit. It's about maintaining a higher level of awareness. No matter what's going to happen in our life, there's going to be things to react to. Even the other example that I've talked about before in the past too, even with like things like dating. I started dating again in 2022, later in the year. And in 2023, I entered into a relationship with someone and things were going really amazing. And then that someone, I later found out, they were spending time with other females as well as the same time as me. So as my empowered identity, was I like, did I get cheated on? Was I betrayed? No. I'm not going into victimhood. I manifested the experience of someone behaving in that way because of something within my consciousness. And so that was just proof and evidence for me from the universe that this person was not for me. So thank you, God, for showing me what's not for me and allowing me to move forward into and remain in an elevated version of myself. So there's another little personal example of mine. I don't know if I've ever shared this, of how I'm not going to accept what the world would say. No, that makes me feel lower. It makes me feel less than. It makes me feel weak. So I'm not telling a story in that way. No way. I'm going to tell a story that keeps me in my power, keeps me inspired, keeps me as this powerful woman that I am. And so I might still have sad moments, but I'm still an empowered woman having a sad moment. I'm not a sad woman. I'm not going to become the identity of the experience that has happened to me in my life. I'm going to detach from whatever the story is that the world has said that I should say happened, and I'm going to create a new one for myself that allows me to move forward in an empowered way. That's what this is all about. How can we move forward in an empowered way, our most powerful version? And this is about consciousness. It's about awareness. It's about a higher level spiritual perspective. So you can't judge from that higher spiritual perspective, because judgment is the very thing that's keeping you being judged. Judgment is low vibrational energy. So we must move out of judgment and into love. I can't sit here and be like, okay, I'm going to quit drinking. Like, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I stopped drinking in 2022, even before my surgery. And it's just a decision that I made for me. It feels good for me. I like it. I love it. It feels amazing. But I can't sit here and judge you for drinking alcohol. No way. How could I possibly do that? If you came and you asked me, how do you feel now that you no longer drink? And I shared with you how I feel, and then you decide that you don't want to drink because you want to feel good too, and you realize that the drinking felt bad for you and you don't want it, then amazing. I've influenced you positively to do something for yourself you love. But I can't sit here and judge you for that very thing that I chose to no longer do, that I think you should now do. So no judgment. To lower yourself to the judgment is to now be judging yourself, right? So when someone judges you, don't judge them back. There's people that have judged me and I send them love honestly and earnestly. I send them love and kindness. I had somebody comment on this YouTube channel yesterday saying some things that weren't very kind, and I myself saw it and I felt so called to send them love back. So I responded and I said, hey, if you want to send us a DM, we're happy to respond. I'm sending you love and light. Like, I mean it. I'm not mad at you. I'm not judging you. I actually think you commenting on my channel in that way is you saying that you want my help. So I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to support, right? So what can I do for you? You let us know. We're here. No judgment, all love, right? Beautiful. Okay. So I want to talk about a few different things. As I talk about ways that you can get involved with us, because this is the question that always comes up multiple times. I've seen it now in the chat. I want to be a part of this. I want to get involved. I'm going to share with you how you can do that. And then I'm going to share some exciting things that we have coming up in the subsequent months, because you guys are always asking us what we're doing, where we're going. I just did an incredible new photo shoot for House of Manifestation. So we will be rebranding House of Manifestation. We will be relaunching it in the new year. We have new speakers coming. It's a phenomenal experience. But one thing that I wanted to do with this live event, I was like, okay, what do I want to do here? I'm sharing this story with you all of how I manifested $1 million. Like, wow, amazing, Kathleen. Congratulations. Good for you. No, I'm doing this because I want you to do it too. I'm doing this because I want you to listen to me, to hear what I have to say, and be inspired enough to take action. I don't want you to be inspired enough to remain in your fear and sit here and continue to watch me for 5 more years. I want you to be inspired enough to take action. So I started thinking about what would be the best thing that I could do for them to help them to make this decision, especially for people who haven't made this decision for a little while. Sometimes, we hear people have been watching for 2 years. They've been watching for 3 years, and it's like, ooh, why have you been watching for so long? And so I wanted to give you an opportunity to be able to do that, to be able to join us in a moment where it felt more safe and where it felt kind of like irresistible. Can't say no to it. right? Because I really do want to see you all in this millionaire program or the modern mentor program, 100%. It will change your life. The messages, the testimonials, the things that I see in this program just bring me to tears because it's absolutely life-changing, and it's my work, it's my words, it's my experience. It's exactly what I did to reprogram myself. And so what we're going to do is we're going to open up enrollment to Millionaire today, and we are going to open up enrollment to Millionaire today in our 2024 pricing. Okay, so the price has gone up considerably in the past year. We raised our prices. And so what we are going to do today is we are going to open enrollment to Millionaire only for the next 7 days. So from today until next Friday, and then we close it. Millionaire will be the 2024 pricing. So it is thousands of dollars off, not just thousands of dollars off the price. And reason being is we're going to be changing some things, and we're going to be doing some things differently. And so today we're going to open enrollment. So pay in full is $9,997, and on a payment plan is $12,000. So $9,997 and $12,000 on a payment plan. So we have an in-house payment plan that you can put a deposit down and pay your monthly payments. That's what I actually did when I first took the course. I put down a deposit and did monthly payments, and then after that I moved to a pay in full identity. So the Millionaire program, we're going to open up enrollment. And then what I always really, really love to do, and you guys know me by now, you know that I do this, those that are wanting to make the decision on the day that we open enrollment, which is today, I always provide you with something special in addition. So today I really, really thought to myself, you know what I want to do? I want to actually add a second course in. So for those that sign up for Millionaire today, and for those who enrolled yesterday, I have some names I'm going to share with you today of who enrolled yesterday. For those of you that enrolled yesterday, or for anyone that enrolls today, you will get a second course added. I'm not going to tell you which one because I want it to be a surprise, but it is a very, very beautiful special course that I've done. So you're going to get a second course if you enroll today. For everybody else that enrolls between today and Friday, next Friday, so a week from now, you will get this this beautiful offer of the reduced price. Yes, alumni. So we have an alumni program. So anybody that's taken the Millionaire program before and you want to come back, or you want to extend your time in the Millionaire program, we're also going to give you this offer. So if you extend your Millionaire today, if you're an alumni and you want to stay or you want to come back and you do that today, you'll get the second course included. But you also have a reduced price on alumni as well until Friday. So we've created this offer where you can have this price reduction, but today only is the second course included. Okay, just want to make that super clear. Those that make the decision today. Yesterday we had. Yesterday, and I believe the day before, we had people that were ready to go already that didn't even want to wait for this event, which I think is so special. That's exactly how I would be. And so today we had Kathy sign up for Millionaire. We had Britta. Britta was in House of Manifestation and just entered into the Millionaire program yesterday. Sida, I hope I say that right, SEDA. And then we had Bernard. So we have another gentleman. We have a men's Millionaire, which means we have embodiment sessions that are specifically for those that identify in the masculine as the gender of men. They meet on Tuesdays, specifically outside of our regular embodiment sessions. So Bernard, welcome. I'm so happy to see another man come into this work. And then Allison came into Modern Mentor as well. Allison came into Modern Mentor. Yes, team will put the links right now for you to sign up, for you to enroll. If you are someone that is feeling this energy of, yes, I would love to do that, stay in that energy. The next question is going to be like, well, where's the money? Or, things like that. And I just want you to stay in the vibration and the feeling of, yes, this is something that I would love to do. Because when you're in the energy of, yes, this is something that I would love to do, the way will always find itself. So even with me joining that first time and going and asking Chris and him saying no, like I could have walked away from that. That would have been a $50 million mistake. It's been we're close to $50 million in revenue since I started this business in January of 2020. That would have been a $50 million mistake. And it's not even 50 because I'm going to be making $1 billion. Come on, guys. It would have been $1 billion mistake, right? So don't let yourself get into the fear, the worry, the doubt. Just stay with me right now in the feeling of, yes, I would love that. Stay in the creation, stay in the possibility of it. I'm going to answer some more questions about the courses. So Millionaire Program and Modern Mentor Program are both 6 months. They both have multiple components. And this is where a lot of my work differs from a lot of work that's out there, is we are very, very focused upon embodiment. So this isn't about just learning information and putting it into your body. This is actually about you taking a course or a program, making the decision to invest in yourself, going through a course or a program, which is, it's in your back office. So you watch it. It's videos that you watch with a full workbook. And then you have live teachings with me every week. So Mondays, I'm in Modern Mentor. Every second Monday, I believe, I'm in Modern Mentor. And then every Wednesday, I teach Millionaire. The Millionaire call this coming Wednesday that we just had, like, the questions that came in were absolutely phenomenal. It was like little mini live coaching on the call with me on Wednesday. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. So you also get my live teachings, and then we have embodiment sessions, Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. But we're not making a decision to enroll in a course or program based on the time of the calls, are we? No, we're not. Because it doesn't matter if you're on the live call or not. The growth happens within yourself, whether it's live or not. So we have people that live in New Zealand, who live in Australia, who it's the middle of the night during that call, so they watch the replays. Yeah. So you can transform your life no matter the experience. But we also have embodiment sessions with my team as well. So in the Millionaire Program, we have embodiment sessions on 5 different days in all kinds of different times. So it works for the majority of those students in the work. Charity, how do you make the money back? You become a millionaire in identity. And then the millionaire comes back, the millions come back through you based on your identity. So whatever it is that you do for a living, whatever your exchange is, it will come through that. Now, we have a lot of people who don't currently have an avenue or a vehicle for exchange, or we have people who are currently in corporate, or they're currently nurses, or they're currently police officers. We've had police officers, doctors, lawyers come through this course, right? And so what ends up happening is, through this course, it's a journey of self-discovery. You start to figure out what you really, really want to do. And you start to figure out what is your passion and your purpose and your calling. And a lot of these people move into other areas and do different things, or they explain, they expand on what they're currently doing. I have one one-on-one client right now, and I'm going to be interviewing her on my podcast. She's a registered nurse who started her own clinics, and she does 24, 25 million a year in her business. So a nurse who remained a nurse, but a nurse entrepreneur, fantastic. So our coaching is going phenomenal right now. So this is the beauty of this work, is that you can be anything you want, and we help you to realize that. The realization of the truth of who you are. This is a blueprint and a roadmap for you to find the truth, right? We actually have retirees that have taken the Millionaire Program too. So if there's anybody here who's retired that wants to share in the comments about why they did that, why they took this course and how it's impacted them, that's a beautiful, beautiful experience too that we've had. So no, you don't have to go back to work, but will you need to do something in order to serve and to help? And yeah, and nowadays people are making money from opening toys on YouTube channels. So, I mean, any and all things are possible. We're observing it. We're literally watching it. So anyway, so the Millionaire Program is for anyone, anywhere in the world, in any type of business, any type of exchange. You don't even need to have a business. It can be anything. So what's super, super special about that then is it's not just for coaches or consultants. I get a lot of coaches follow me, obviously, because I can be an inspiration to the type of business they want to build. So we do have coaches and consultants that will take Millionaire, but it's not designed for that. The Modern Mentor Program is designed for coaches, consultants, and leaders in this space. So if you want to build a digital business, which means an online business, virtual, and you want to do it through social media platforms and through YouTube and things like that, and you want to coach, mentor, we've had a lot of energy healers, a lot of energy workers, spiritual teachers and coaches. We've had health coaches. We've had real estate coaches, mortgage coaches. It doesn't matter. Any type of mentorship or leadership, that's the Modern Mentor program. And the Modern Mentor program is a step kind of above the Millionaire program. So in order to go into Modern Mentor, I really want you to have an awareness of this work. And as a leader and a mentor and a coach, like, you should have an awareness of this work. This is the most powerful work there is. I truly believe that. Trude burned her food because she was listening too much. I know I'm doing my job right? Yeah. And you can do both. Yes, we have people that have purchased Millionaire and Modern Mentor both, and they do one and then they do the other. People do them both at the same time. It depends on how you feel and what you want to do. My suggestion for any of you that are listening, no matter if you feel that you have the capacity to take the course, whether you feel like you have the money or not, I want you to take the next step towards the realization of being in the program. So the next step would be either to sign up for it if you're ready to go. And if you feel like you need to have a conversation with my team, do it. There's a lot of people in this industry that will try to tell you that you need to make a decision on your own and never speak to anybody about it, and that means that you are good. But listen, we are all our own individuals on our own path, and we are all going to experience the versions of ourselves that we are today in different ways. And if you want to talk to a member of my team, you go right ahead. Get on the phone with them, talk to them, tell them what you're worried about, tell them what you're afraid of, and they can be the light. They can be that energetic calibration for you to help guide and support you. Many of my team members have been with me for years, and they all started as students of this work. So they have been through it. They've seen it. They've seen people's fear come. They've seen the fear go. They've seen people manifest the money for this course out of nowhere. They've seen people put deposits down and the money comes right back. We've seen magic and miracles. So don't disregard talking to them. My team, yes, they're going to talk to you about a course or a program, but they're going to do it with so much love. They want to see you win. They want to see you expand. So don't forget, like, you have an opportunity to chat with them, but you don't have to if you're ready to go. So if you're someone that is ready to go and you already know that, then you can just click on the link and sign up, and then you will have somebody that'll reach out to you after and get you all set up and make sure, we have a coach within the program, Deb Lays, who has office hours, who's available for you as well. So there won't be a lack of support within our program. I want to make that super clear for you. It is something that you're going to be doing. This is independent work, individual work. You're changing your consciousness, but you're going to be doing it alongside a community of people who are here to support you and help you. And then we also encourage that you find an accountability partner within each course, Modern Mentor or Millionaire, because within these courses and these programs, you start to build connections with people that are thinking the same way as you. So when you start thinking from the audacious and bold vision of being a millionaire, and everybody else around you won't even consider it, you need something else. You need somebody else around you that's thinking from that same place. And so that's why our community is so powerful and so special, to really, really help you to do that. Modern Mentor program, I believe, is, yikes, hold on. My dad sent me a text because he's like, you're not going to know this, Kathleen Cameron. Modern Mentor, pay in full is 15,000 USD, and with the finance 17. Thanks, Dad, for the text. Yeah. So you mean I have to make sure that I am in a feeling of gratitude or a fulfilled feeling to manifest? Yes, you do. Okay. You cannot vibrationally, so think about what you want to manifest. $1 million. That's what we're talking about over these 2 days. If you want to manifest $1 million, you must feel the feeling of yourself with $1 million as much as you possibly can. If you're over here feeling like you have no money, feeling like you're poor, saying you're broke, identifying as such, and in displeasure and disgratitude for your life, you are not a vibrational match to this. You must be willing to vibrationally be something that you've never experienced before first, in order to call that experience in. So yes, be in a state of gratitude. Gratitude's your connection to God. Gratitude is it. Thankfulness is it. When I did the prayer at the beginning of this event, why did I do that? Why do I set the intention with us right now that all of us are going to be grateful and thankful for this opportunity to be together? Because I'm starting us off in the energy of God, in that God energy, in that love energy. It opens us all up to manifest. So it is okay for wanting things to be different in your life. I am a woman who is not okay with her life staying the status quo. Like, there are parts of my life that I'm like, yep, this is where I want this to be better. But it's not from displeasure. I'm grateful, but never satisfied, right? Inner circle as well right now. I know we had some questions about inner circle because Cindy was interviewed yesterday. She's a member of Inner Circle. So Cindy actually began in Millionaire and Modern Mentor, and then went into Inner Circle as obviously her success started to grow. And that's the diamond journey we want you to take here. We want you to ascend. And so Inner Circle right now, the price till the end of this month is a reduced price until next month, and then it goes up. So yeah, we'll be raising that price back up for the Inner Circle November 1st. 11-1, baby, 1-1-1. So if you've been wanting to get into the Inner Circle and you've been wanting to get involved, now would absolutely be the time to do that. And our next in-person with the Inner Circle is in March. When does the course start? What do you think my answer is going to be about when your growth starts, when your ascension starts, when a program begins? Right now, baby, we're not because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If we put it off to tomorrow, what are we saying? Because your vibration today matters. So every vibration that you are in every single moment is manifesting outward. It's projecting outward. So the decision that you make right now in this moment is the manifesting vibration. So if you say that I'm going to wait till tomorrow, I'm going to wait till Friday, I'm going to wait till next year, I'm going to wait till next month, you're saying I will match that vibration later, which you are saying I want that manifestation later. So you're saying, no, I don't want it. No, thank you. How do we sign up for today's price? Click the link here or talk to a member of the team. They can send you a link, but we've put it all in here. I will also put it on my Instagram, and I will put it on the YouTube, and we will put it on Facebook so that you can go and enroll. We'll also put the link to chat with a team member as well. Somebody also asked if Deborah can come on and share her story. Again, Deborah and I did a live stream that was so beautiful. So maybe her and I will do another one, or I'll get her to go in and share maybe on the YouTube channel or something, tell her story. But she's literally in Italy right now. With her husband. She manifested this experience of being in Italy, and her life is completely changed and different. And Deborah's just a beautiful example of what this work does. She's a member of the team. So we'll get Deborah to share her story while she's in the end result. She's literally living in the end result right now. The Inner Circle price right now is 50,000 USD on a pay in full and 60,000 with a finance. Why am I feeling not ready? I don't know what's holding me back. Oh my gosh. Beautiful question. Okay. Not ready. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. What is that? What does it mean to not be ready? Okay. For one thing, the feeling of not being ready yet is a feeling that comes from which vibration, which identity? The old or current, right? So the feeling of I want to delay, I want to procrastinate, I want to put off doesn't come from the elevated version. It doesn't come from your millionaire self. It doesn't come from the most empowered identity, right? So, and what I mean by this is if you have the feeling of I want to do this, but I don't feel ready yet. So the desire, the want is the intuitive hit. And the I'm not ready yet is the fear that comes from the old identity, right? And so what ends up happening is you can decide to fall for the I'm not ready yet feeling that comes through the old identity, or you can identify it for what it is and change it, right? So I would say something like, oh, the old version of me is trying to tell me I'm not ready yet. But the new version of me, the empowered version of me, is very ready. And see how we're now seeing the two different identities? We're like, so the old version of me has never invested like this before in herself, and it makes her very uncomfortable. But the new version of me invests with ease and believes in themselves. See the difference? This is how I work through everything. When I invested $330,000 into myself in one lump sum in 2020, fall of 2021, that was uncomfortable. That was not comfortable. And so what I had to do was I had to sit down and go, okay, so what is the lower level versions of myself trying to tell me that I'm afraid of? What is the fear here? It's trying to say, what if you don't make it back? What if you're not worthy, Kathleen, of this investment? What if? And then I went, okay, but the version of myself that has the result that I desire to have through this investment, what would they say? They would say, do it. You got this. It all worked out in the end. Your life is completely changed. And so then we get to choose which identity we want to be in. And guess what? You can choose to make an uncomfortable decision with ease. It doesn't have to be hard. This doesn't have to be a hard decision to make. The past version of you is trying to convince you that it's hard when it doesn't energetically need to be hard. So what if it was easy? What if you make decisions easy now? What if you make decisions from a place of faith? What if you make decisions from a place of love? But I do want to tell you though, when you choose not ready, and you make the decision that you're not ready, you're literally telling the universe that you're not ready to receive what you want. You're telling the universe, I'm not ready to receive more money. I'm not ready to receive more love. I'm not ready to receive more health. I'm not ready to receive better relationships. I'm not ready to receive business growth. And so the I'm not ready is pushing your manifestation away. And the I'm not ready is the choice to stay in the old identity. And if you're someone that doesn't have the money right now in your bank account, okay, so this is what a lot of people will say to me is they'll say, well, I don't have the money. I want to do it. If I had the money, I would do it. So if you had the money, would you do it? If you had the money to pay in full for it, would you do it? Is this something that you would do? If the answer is yes, then that's the intuitive hit. That's the soul's calling. That's the purpose. Now you know what it is that you want to have, do, and be, right? Oh, Tori's talking about Rebecca. Yeah, Rebecca did not have the money for the course. She manifested the money for the course, right? And so many people put the Millionaire Program or Modern Mentor programs on their vision board. Many people will tell all their friends and family that they're doing it. Many people will put it in their calendar. They'll put the dates in their calendar. So that's why I'm saying, like, the decision to take the course and actually enrolling in the course are kind of two different things. First, I want you to make the decision that you're going to take the course no matter what, regardless of if the money's available in your five senses. Because the money is there, you guys. You just have to find it. You just have to open it up to you. You just have to be in receivership. So it's truly about making the decision that you're going to do it and then allowing the funds to flow to you. But then when the funds flow to you, you got to do it. You can't then be like, oh, well, no, I'm not going to do it. Because this is another little thing that happens too. But we do have other options for you guys. We have payment plans. We have a third-party funder that'll fund you over 3 to 5 years. So you make small incremental payments over 3 to 5 years. I had to prove that my programs create results because they're not going to fund just any course. So I had to really show them that people are winning over here and that people are making their money back and plus, because they don't want to fund something that everybody's losing on, right? They're going to fund something that really, really works. So I had to send all these testimonials in, pages and pages and pages of proof for them to fund it. So we do have a funding agency for the US. I don't know if it's in any other countries, but we do have a funding agency, right? And the money will always find its way to you. I truly do believe that. And so that's been my experience. Alyssa just extended her time for a second time. Oh, Alyssa, congratulations. Woohoo! You're going to get that second course because you did that today. So that's very, very smart of you. So where are these women now that they said yes? I've heard a lot about people who have bought your course. You made a sale. Not a lot about how they changed their life. You're an amazing course saleswoman, but how about some outcomes from former buyers? Oh, fantastic, Leslie. Thank you for asking me this question. So if you go onto the YouTube channel for the past
4 to 5 years, I have been interviewing students of this course on the changes that they've achieved in their life. So there is probably 60 to 70 interviews that you could go on and watch. We also have, I have on my phone and on the website, hundreds and hundreds of reviews and testimonials of this work. If you're somebody that's on this call right now that's taken the Millionaire or Modern Mentor programs and you have something you want to say to that, I would love for you to comment in the chat. And I'm not feeling challenged in any way. I'm actually very, very grateful for the question, because there is a reason that my business is the way that it is. There's a reason why people go from one course to another course. There's a reason why people stay with us longer. There's a reason why people come to our retreats and our live in-person events. It's not because I'm a good saleswoman. It's because I help people to change their lives. I help people to expand and remember who they are and manifest everything in their lives. Did every person that's ever been through one of my programs manifest multi-millions of dollars? No, because that's not what everybody wants and needs. So growth is not about money. Growth is about freedom. It's about peace. It's about self-love. It's about expansion. It's about building a life for yourself that you fall in love with. Right? So that's why I also give you examples of people that have cured cancer, people that have used this work to manifest the outcome. I got a text the other day from somebody that manifested the settlement in their divorce that they always wanted, right? And so this work, it transcends a sale. But yes, am I good at selling? Yeah, but you know why I'm good at selling? Because I know what I'm selling to you works. I believe in it. I know it 100%. I would not stand up here and sell to you in this way and encourage you to come and be a part of this if I didn't know that to my core, if I really didn't know that to my core, right? And so what we are selling you on is not us. We're selling you on you. I'm so grateful that I had Bob to sell me on me, to say, I believe in you. I know you can do this, because now I sit up here and I get the beautiful opportunity to share this work, right? It's so special. Anyways, for those of you that also are at a place in your life where the Millionaire program is just not at your capacity, I still want you to talk to the team, because we have other things that might be. We have House of Manifestation. We have some lower ticket offers that might help and might serve. Right? So I don't want you to count yourself out. I want you to make a decision that you're going to be a part of our community in some way, in some capacity, and to make the leap for yourself to grow and to expand. Britta, that just enrolled in Millionaire, was in House of Manifestation for a year. So she spent a year growing in our community to get to the place where she was able to enroll in Millionaire. How beautiful is that? She held that image of herself for a year. I love that. I think it's a beautiful example of this work. So congratulations, Britta. I got to meet her at Manifest Toronto in June. So I'm super, super grateful. So if you are going to be joining us, let me know in the chat or on the YouTube channel. Let us know if you're going to be joining, what you're going to be joining with. And if you need more support, please speak to the team, fill out the form. Let us know here if you don't know who to talk to on the team. Every single one of you has somebody that you can talk to. They all email you out individually. So if you haven't received that, then you can absolutely do that. I was laid off 7 months ago. And have no incoming income, but I would love to join when the time is right. Maribel, the time is right when you decide that the time is right. And so if you decide that the time is right today, and you tell the universe the time is right today, and you act on the assumption that the time is right today, the bridge of incidents will unfold towards the realization of it. So it doesn't mean that the money will come today, but it might come tomorrow. It might come the next day. And the longer you hold the image of it, the more you call that in and bring that in. So make decision today, right? Energetically, in your mind, in your identity, make the decision today, and it'll change your life, and it'll come to you for sure. It'll absolutely come. Every guest you've ever featured on your live events has been a former or current student like Cindy. I've attended other coaches' events, but your work stands apart. Oh, yeah, Donna was at CEO Day. Donna just launched her coaching business. Oh man, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I also want to tell you a couple of other things. Oh, Elizabeth renewed this month.
Fantastic. So you're staying with us too, Elizabeth. Grateful for you. Anne just joined House of Manifestation with Millionaire as her goal. Fantastic, Anne. Love that. Our goal is to get you in there. So we want to help you grow to get yourself up to that. Two other things that I just want to share with you guys too before we end today. This is going by so fast. I just love being with you guys. This just makes my heart so full. We are going to be doing a House of Manifestation meetup in Los Angeles, California on November 22nd. So if anybody is going to be in the Los Angeles area, around November 22nd, please reach out to the team to get information. We're going to have a few members of the team with me to do that. So we're going to have Jesse with me. We are going to have Jennifer with me. We are going to have Shannon with me. And I believe we are going to have Lauren with me as well now. So we are going to be in LA. I am heading to Costa Rica in 2 weeks for the Rise retreat. So I'm running my retreat in Costa Rica. We do have a spot that had opened up for the Rise retreat. We do have one room now that won't be filled. Somebody had something come up, an emergency come up that they can't come. So if it is something that you desire to come to Costa Rica, it's November 6th to 9th. You speak to the team, please, and we can talk to you about what that would look like to get you there. Spending 3 days with me, where I take you through my Rise retreat. How much is Costa Rica? Can somebody on the team let me know? I can't recall. We sold Costa Rica out in February. Like it's sold out in February. 10,000 USD. And then in January, we are going to be relaunching House of Manifestation. So what that means is in January, we are going to be doing our very first House of Manifestation Summit. And in that House of Manifestation Summit, we are going to have some of our House of Manifestation speakers available. And we are going to really give you a whole different type of live event come January. So stay tuned. And also for anyone that is in House of Manifestation in December. So if you're in Millionaire or Modern Mentor, you get House of Manifestation included. So just a reminder for anybody that's in the program. So when I say that we're doing something in House of Manifestation, Millionaire and Modern Mentor students all get it as well. But in December, we are going to do a virtual vision board party together in House of Manifestation. Yeah, so we're going to be adding that as part of House of Manifestation in December. So many things are happening. So much growth is happening. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. Just a reminder, if you decide to extend today, go into our alumni program, you will get the free course today, the additional second course today. If you decide to enroll in Millionaire or Modern Mentor today, you will get that additional course. But in terms of this, like irresistible once in a lifetime offer, this price, it's till next Friday. So if you need to go to the bank, if you need to talk to somebody about money, if you need to move money, whatever, you have until Friday to do so, okay? Any last minute questions about that before we move on to our final song for the day? Because you know I'm going to end us with a beautiful, beautiful song. And I'm going down memory lane here. So I'm taking you back to a song that I used to listen to on a regular basis that really inspired the heck out of me. Cost of alumni. So, Johnny, hold on. See, my dad texted me. He knew I was gonna need this. Alumni for Millionaire. 6 months is 3,000 pay in full, and 12 months is 5,000 pay in full, and then you'll get that second course in addition. I miss Millionaire and the amazing calls. I can't wait to rejoin. Yes, come back to us. Come back to us. We're always here. I hope you guys know we are a constant. Like we are always going to be here for you. We will always be growing. We will always be expanding. I am truly never going to stray from this reason for being. That is this work, 100%. But there's going to be additional things happening next year. So we're really going to be expanding this. It's going to be amazing. I miss the community. Come back to us. If you're not going to come back to us in Millionaire, come back in HOM. Come on. Yeah. When you expand and rejoin, is it the same course material? Yeah, it's the same course, right? So when you extend your community or you rejoin an alumni, it's the same course. So you can do the course again a second time. But primarily what you're rejoining for is for the community, for the live calls with me, for the embodiment sessions with my team. It's the accountability. It's the energetic calibration. To be a part of a group of people that are going after it every day is very powerful. And we're going after it in a loving way, a soft way, an effortless way, ease and flow way, not hustle. I'm not standing over you at 4 a.m. telling you to get up right now, right? Yeah. Anyways, sending you all so much love. I'm in a place in my life now, 5 years later, 5 years ago, pretty much right now was when we moved into this house. And 5 years ago today was when I became a millionaire. And there's been 49 additional millions that have pretty much come since then. And I just want to tell you that if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. I had to think certain ways, yeah. I had to show up certain ways. I had to believe in myself in an audacious way. I had to believe in myself and believe that I was important and valuable and worthy. But because of that, I've built a beautiful community, a beautiful business, a beautiful economy where I get the opportunity of having like 20 people that I circulate money through every single month. And giving other people opportunities to grow. And I've also created in my life just this beautiful experience where everything in my life is really good. Everything is really, really good. And I just want all of you to experience what this is like. This isn't just for me. This is for you too. So if you need any information, if you can't figure out how to get a hold of somebody, leave us your email and your name in the comments section here, and we will reach out to you. We will get in touch. I'm going to play this last song to end the day. Casey, did I miss anything? Did I forget to do anything? I don't think so. I think we're good. Sometimes I get caught up. But if you have more questions, we will be happy to answer them for you. So the song that I am going to play for you as we are going to end is Sia, Bird Set Free. This song just reminds me that it is my ability to set myself free from whatever it is that I feel like I'm trapped beneath. And so yesterday's was about flying, and then today's is about setting yourself free. And I used to listen to this, and I know I played it once in my Miami live event, and it was really, really moving. So feel the feeling of the song, and then allow yourself to really sit with the feeling of what it would be like to continue on with us and to become part of our Diamond Academy family. Congratulations, everyone that has enrolled and has extended, and that has joined HOM, that has joined Millionaire, Modern Mentor, My Inner Circle. We are so grateful to be able to serve you, and we are here for you no matter what. Even in those hard moments, we will hold space for you and for your growth. So we love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's go.